Welcome to Dreamcatchers. We are here to pass on the knowledge that we have. Thank you for taking time out and being here today.
So in this chapter we will try to study the cognitive skill sets required for drawing and visual composition test, which comes in the part A of the Nata test, and we will try to get a touch with the basic design principles in any composition. Okay, so the first ordering principle that we are going to study is axis. So by definition, axis is nothing but a line established by 2 points in space. Consider two imaginary points in space, and we are drawing an imaginary line connecting these 2 points. Then this line is known, what we call it as an axis. So this is axis is a most unitary, it's the most basic element in organizing forms or spaces in architecture or in any composition, either in 2D or in 3D composition. So the basic idea is that it is difficult to figure out or see an axis directly. It has to be imaginatively perceived. And since it is a linear condition, it has length. Since it is like a line, it has both length as well as direction. And the next important point is we can organize things either symmetrically or asymmetrically about an axis. So I am drawing some symmetrical forms, and as you can see, an axis is automatically getting created. So the next point to be understood is that since we have already seen that axis has length, direction, it also has movement. It induces a sense of movement. Imagine, because we see objects or forms arranged symmetrically or asymmetrically across it, we tend to create a sense of movement across it. Imagine we are in the entrance gate of a particular street or a vista. So imagine the kind of view that you will see. It would always be, okay, we can think of the one hand perspective, and there is always a sense of direction created. So what is this direction of movement? So the direction of movement is like this. So this is the form in 3D. So imagine the same in a two-dimensionally. So it would be something like this. Again, because of the symmetrical arrangement of forms on either side of it, this creates a sense of direction or movement. So the next ordering principle that we are going to study is symmetry. So by definition, symmetry is nothing but a balanced distribution or arrangement of equivalent forms and spaces on opposite side of a particular dividing line or an axis. We have already seen it in the axis example. Consider there is an axis. Consider 2 points, and I am drawing an imaginary line which is the axis, and I am drawing some forms on either side of it. Then this composition is what we call it as a symmetrical composition. So this is just like a mirror image. So this arrangement of equivalent forms across an axis or a plane is what we call it as symmetry. And there are different types of symmetry. So the first type is called bilateral symmetry. So this particular example is a one type of bilateral symmetry. So the idea is that there will be only one plane or one axis which will divide the composition into two identical halves. So there will be only one plane. Whereas in radial symmetry, if you consider this composition, there will be multiple axes. Imagine you consider this axis, you can see that this too will be a mirror image. If you consider this aspect, again mirror image. So the main point is that here in this case there will be only one plane or axis dividing the composition, whereas here there will be multiple axes. So the third ordering principle that we are going to study is hierarchy. So what is hierarchy? So hierarchy by its definition, we sometimes in society we place certain people at the higher positions in a hierarchical manner. So the powerful people or the most influential people, we always place them at the top of the ladder. So they are given a hierarchically high position, whereas there are others who are at the low position. So this is in terms of society. So similarly, in a composition, either in a 2D or 3D composition, hierarchy means a certain aspect of the composition is given dominance or given significance or importance, either in terms of its size, in terms of its shape, or in terms of its placement. So hierarchy can be brought about in a composition by using any of these three entities. Hierarchy in terms of size, in terms of shape, or in terms of placement. So how in terms of size? Imagine I am taking a square as an entity, and imagine I am creating a composition of squares. At one particular instance, if I am changing the size of it, I am making it a bigger square. Automatically, if you look this as a whole composition, you will automatically see that this particular square is given a hierarchy. Now how in terms of shape? Again, imagine square alone I am considering. Again I am drawing a similar composition. In this particular instance, suppose I am just altering the shape of it. I am changing it into a circle. Again, imagine when you look this as a composition, you would definitely see that this is standing out. So again, given a hierarchy. So here the hierarchy will be in terms of its shape. And last but not the least is the hierarchy in terms of its placement. In all these compositions, you could see that I have arranged things in a definite distance. Same pattern I am following. Imagine I am placing it equidistant from each other in a similar composition. And if you just imagine one particular square, I am just altering the distance. Maybe I am placing it here. Suppose I am placing it here. If you look at it, you would see that again here I have slightly increased the size. Imagine the size is same, nevertheless in spite of it the hierarchy is given here in terms of its placement. So this is how hierarchy can be used as an entity, as an ordering principle in any 2D or a 3D composition. So now let's give a quick recap of the three visual principles that we have so far studied. Look into the images and try identifying how the concepts of visual principles have been followed.
We have come to the end of the video. Connect with us in YouTube. We keep uploading lots of mock tests and other study materials in upcoming days. So if you have any questions or doubts, just pop them in the comment section below. We will definitely revert you back. So consider subscribing our channel so that you'll be notified when we upload the videos.